dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless.
Hey, what's happening, Albuquerque? Luis Hernandez coming at you live from the Kangen Water Studio here in beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's right, folks. We're here at 7400 Montgomery Boulevard Northeast. And if you guys can see it right behind me, this is Kangen Water. Change your water, change your life. Amazing things will happen when you start hydrating your water properly there. Let's turn that down. Amazing things will happen here, but we are broadcasting live from the Team Alkaline Livestream Studios. I want to thank Mr. Tim Baca, the Chief Hydration Officer. He is our sponsor for this show today. And the reason he is because he opens his doors every single day to entrepreneurs across the city to produce shows right out of this very studio here. And he's got a heart for helping out the gente. That's what I like to call it, right? He's got a heart for helping out the gente. I also want to thank the good, fine folks from Go ABQ Community Marketing Platform. Brand new business. One of Albuquerque's newest marketing platforms for small businesses, for local businesses, for nonprofits. This is the premier way to get the word out about who you are and what you do, why you do it, and you'll get a unique way to tell your story. We've got a great show lined up for you. I've got I'll just say it as it is, right? And let me make sure I get you in frame there first before we make an official introduction, right? Drum roll, please. Does anybody know how to do a drum roll? This young lady here is no stranger to the screen. In fact, the roles were reversed not too long ago, where she was the interviewer and I was the interviewee on a show that had quite some time on the air. We remember that show as The Morning Brew, ladies and gentlemen.
We had like 12 viewers.
Yep.
I'm kidding.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Mappoletto. Aaron, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad that you're here.
Yay.
And like I said, the roles are a little reversed, a little turned, if you will, right? So how long was that show on?
Oh my gosh.
It was like 12 years, right? 150 years.
Not quite. I think the show ran for maybe 2.5, 3 years.
But it feels like it was so much longer than that.
6 a.m. call time. It felt like a long time, but it was a lot of fun. I think I did it for a little bit over a year, and it was such a great experience to just show up and interview people and learn more about the city and all the cool things that were going on around the state. So
it was certainly a good time, and she's absolutely right. It was a 6 a.m. call time, which is far too early for most Burqueños. I don't know if there was anybody that really did well on the show because most of the time they were half asleep.
Everyone
right?
was great.
and the coffee was fake. Just
no, it was not.
The coffee in the green room was real. But once you got to the set and you were sitting at the table and you were having conversations about whatever it was that you were there to talk about, and you looked in the coffee cup, it was empty.
Mine was always full.
Was yours always full?
Oh, I always had my coffee. That is a necessity.
Oh, how about that? Always good times. I certainly do appreciate you being here. Today we're going to talk about Comcast and all the amazing things that Comcast is doing here in our community. But we also have some friends joining us, and I'm just going to do a quick introduction. They've got a phenomenal program that serves our community in a way that most folks wouldn't typically think about, right? And I say that because it's something that is, if it's unseen, then you don't feel the impact of it in your own life, right? And so when I say that they help out in a way that most folks don't, you'll understand once we get to know them. But joining us from Feed New Mexico Kids, Holly Slade and Zanetta. Zanetta, what is your last name? Romero. Okay, can we do that in your best ring announcer voice?
Romero. That was bad. I'm sorry. I failed you.
No failing. But yeah, I mean, I've met you two young ladies at the Floor and Decor, event that was just last week on Thursday night. Yes. And, I had a chance to visit with you, and you told me a little bit about the story, and you told me, you gave me some very impactful numbers. And I said, how are you sharing that information? Can you come on the show so that we can inform the world about what's going on and more importantly, what is not going on, right?
Right.
But let's jump right into that. Now, I do have to tell you, we have this little thing that we like to do, that we like to play, right? And it's, we call it the Principle of the Day. I listen to podcasts. I'm an avid podcast guy. I read books, probably far beyond what I can comprehend, but I read them anyways. It's one of those things like maybe it'll stick in there one day, right? But so one of the podcasts I listen to is Warrior on Fire, and he has this principle of the day, and today I was listening to it. The principle of the day is this, right? And I want this to be your guiding light as we talk today, right? And we'll see exactly how many times you can kind of come back to that idea, right? But the principle of the day is this, right? Every area of life affects every area of life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Every area. And so I have a 5-year-old daughter, right? And I tell her this thing. I tell her, Hita, the decisions that we make right now are going to affect the things that we want to do later on. What does that mean, Daddy? Well, it means that if we decide that we want to stay and play with our toys now, we may not have time to watch that movie later. So we have to always be thinking, right? I know she's 5 years old.
Right.
You should let her be a kid. That's what everybody says. But, we try to teach those things, right? But that plays right into that. Every area of life affects every area of life, right? And that's so true in business. We're going to talk about that as well. And please forgive me. I am under the weather. I'm on the tail end of a allergy, cold, fever, something or other. Who knows what. But I'll stay way on this side. You guys stay way over there on that side there.
Okay, good. Draw
But
a line.
so really quickly, let's get to know you guys. Holly, please tell us something that people would not normally know about you.
Well, about me. Okay.
Yes.
Well, people wouldn't normally know that I'm the executive director of Feed New Mexico Kids because I actually make my living selling real estate. And so Feed New Mexico Kids is what I do on the side. And you're exactly right that every area of life affects every other area, because when you start doing something for your community, it really has a snowball effect in your community.
It does.
And this is what we're trying to do for the kids. The reason Feed New Mexico Kids exists is because New Mexico is #1 in childhood hunger. I stumbled upon that. In real estate, you have a responsibility to know what you should have known. And so I read 2 newspapers a day. I'm a relatively informed individual. I'm involved in my community, and I had no idea that that New Mexico was #1 in the nation for childhood hunger. So, you think about that and you think, well, somebody ought to do something about that. And then you look in the mirror and guess who somebody is?
Right.
So, yeah, somebody's looking right back at you. And so, when I started researching this, I just got more and more into it. The reason that people wouldn't peg me to be in charge of Feed New Mexico Kids is I don't have any biological children. And I'm not one of those people that was really upset about that or wanted to adopt or anything like that. I've just gone happily along my life, and this is my life. And so people have this assumption that I must have had school children or something like that, and that's how I became aware, and it's not. I actually read it.
Wow.
I read it. and let the truth sink in and decided that something needed to be done and started doing something. Started with just a handful of friends. And now we have 50 volunteers, and we've raised over 27 tons of food so far this year.
Wow.
To give out to hungry kids that are in the APS community. And, you know, every area affects every other area. When a child is hungry, they have an inability to learn. They have behavioral problems. They have concentration problems. And it goes beyond just headaches and tummy aches. It goes to, you know, they are 2 times as likely to repeat a grade, 3 times as likely to be suspended, and a hungry teen is 5 times as likely to commit suicide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's something else that people probably don't know. So food affects not just your ability to learn, it affects your whole emotional and psychological well-being. If a hungry teen is 5 times as likely to commit suicide, then what is it that's affecting that rate? What is it that's that multiplier of 5? Food.
Right. Yeah.
Food.
Speaking of, there's a hungry child in the background.
There is a hungry child in the background, and that was not done on purpose. I promise you guys.
Yeah, you know, think about that. Yeah, people
Yeah.
probably thought that was staged.
No, it was not staged. You know, and it's one of those things. You know, we are broadcasting live from a retail outlet or location, and so we get to see a lot of different folks come through the doors, and you'll be surprised and amazed at how many folks actually come here to pick up this 9.5 water. But let's get back to those numbers, because those numbers are, I mean, you know, when you were explaining that to me when we met, and then I later went to your website to just, you know, poke around a little bit, I'm like, holy moly, wow.
Yeah.
Half of you know, the students enrolled in charter schools are homeless.
I don't know that we can say actually half of them, but I mean the numbers
The numbers
pan out. Yeah,
the numbers
pan out.
Not them specifically. I'm just saying based on the numbers of students that are enrolled in
Exactly.
APS versus the students enrolled in charter schools versus the number of students that are homeless.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So last year in APS, we had almost 4,000 children that were considered homeless,
Wow.
according to the McKinney-Vento Act. And what that means is that they don't have a safe, reliable place of shelter at night. So it can be families that are doubled and tripled up in accommodations that are not suitable. It can be kids who are living with a family in a car, spending the night in the Walmart parking lot. It can be teens who are called unaccompanied youth, where they have left either their parents have left them or they've left their parents, very often because of abuse or neglect.
Right.
And so the teen just figures that they're better off on their own, and they're trying to do the best they can to make their way through trying to finish high school, just trying to get by, not really old enough to, you know, manage the world on their own.
Sure.
So we come alongside these kids and we give them what we call a snack pack. We pack them in these Ziploc bags, yep, just like this. And we try and put nutritious single-serve items in them that a child can open and eat. When we pack these bags, we don't know if they're going to a kindergartner or an 18-year-old. And so the food has to be appropriate on both levels.
On both levels.
So, yeah, we've got a spoon, a napkin, a flip-top can of Chef Boyardee ravioli. We've got mac and cheese. And we don't want the food to require a microwave, but you can make a single-serve mac and cheese with hot water out of the faucet.
Sure.
And then some of the circles, the corner stores are really gracious, and as long as a child has their own container, they'll let them have hot water. So you can't get a free cup or anything like that from the corner stores because those cost money. But
Right.
they will let them have hot water.
Can you hold that up, Zanetta, right there to the camera there? Let's let
That way.
her hold
Let
it there.
Zanetta hold that.
Yeah.
Okay, there we
you
go.
Now we can see.
So that's our snack pack.
We can see it there. There's a snack pack there, and you know, this is what you prepare to hand out to the students.
Yep, this is what we pack, and we take it to the schools. And the teachers, the nurses, the outreach workers, they're the ones that know who the hungry children are in their school. They're the ones that are in the nurse's office, inability to concentrate, the stomach aches, the headaches. This year we got notified by a school that had 103 different, very hungry, very skinny children
Oh wow!
in the nurse's office in the first week of school. And so we've got kids that are coming in, their families are staying in the homeless shelter, the West Side Emergency Homeless Shelter,
Yeah.
and that doesn't provide meals. And so these kids are coming in, they're, being brought into a city park, and then from there they take public transportation to a school, and the families are trying to make do and get by as best they can, but the stories run the gamut.
I'm sure that there's a lot of situational things that have just by chance put somebody in a different place.
Yep. And we've got grandmas and grandpas, great grandmas, great grandpas, raising multiple children from multiple, offspring of theirs. Last year we helped a set of grandparents that were raising 6 grandchildren and 4 great grandchildren.
Wow.
Yeah, and by the time you're a great grandparent, your income is, for many people very fixed, very rationed, and so to take in 10 kids, and they were not all from the same family, so they just, events happened, circumstances happened. So it runs the gamut from the opioid epidemic affecting that parents are either deceased or incarcerated, and it goes all the way through to parents who have experienced illness. They might still be in a fully intact family, but illness has hit them, and because illness has hit them, now they're not able to work. Now they weren't able to make their mortgage payment. They lost their house. Now they're living with another family, and that snowball rolls. And then we've got single parents that are working 2 and 3 jobs, trying to provide for their children. And on the weekend, sometimes there just isn't enough. So most of our kids have the Title I breakfast or lunch during the week. It's the weekends that are the problem.
Gotcha.
So that's where we're trying to fill the gap.
that really puts things into perspective, because, a lot of times, and we talked about this on Thursday or Wednesday at the event, is we talked about, what does homeless look like? Right. Mm-hmm. And for most of us, homeless to us is that person that we see on the street corner. Right. But that's not the case here at all.
No.
This is not that situation. This is something that, again, just 1 or 2, small things could have just transitioned somebody into the complete wrong place. And now this is what the reality is. And that doesn't mean that we think any less of them. Or that we, do not continue to hold them in such high regard, but they simply put need help.
Yeah, they do. And beyond the homeless, they're still hungry children that aren't even in the homeless category. So, for instance, one of our workers was telling us about, not one of our volunteers, but one of the outreach workers was telling us about a situation where they did a home visit, and you've got, entirely too many people living in a small apartment, and there's no furniture. But they have a shelter. They technically have shelter.
Sure.
But there's just not enough income to provide for the children on the weekends.
Right.
And so, our school cafeteria managers and principals and nurses again tell us these kids return to school Monday morning absolutely ravenous, just out of their minds hungry. So our idea is to tamp that down so that Monday morning they can return to school ready to learn. And that they can get good grades. As adults, we joke about being hangry, right? Yeah. So imagine being 13 years old with your hormones doing what your hormones do at 13, and then being hungry on top of it, and the hopelessness that comes with that. So that's just a combination for that 5 times more likely to commit suicide. These kids just need some hope. They need to know that there are external sources, that there are people out there that they haven't met, but who care about them and will take care of them.
Well, I think that you just kind of transitioned us right into my favorite part of the show, the ask. So we did a show, I believe it was last week, as a matter of fact, and we had a group here from CLN, Cuidando los Niños, and we were able to raise $200 right on the spot.
Awesome.
Right? And that came from my pocket and a few other people that were around the table, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to do that today. We can do that today, but I believe that you guys have well-defined guidelines in terms of how you like for folks to get involved and engage in terms of donating, right?
We do. We do.
Let's talk about that.
So we have a website. So there's feednmkids.com, where everybody can go and you can buy one snack pack for $7. You can set up monthly giving, and monthly giving is really what matters most to us right now, because just like you eat every month and you have a monthly budget, we need to feed these kids weekly, which adds up to monthly.
Right.
So the one-time donations are phenomenal, but boy, what we are really after is those recurring donations by the month. People can give as little as $5 a month if they want to.
Okay.
Now, of course, they can give more. We have a very generous donor who set up a matching gift of $11.50, and so
We're not talking to $11.50.
No, $1,150, and that's an out-of-state donor who said, "I will match up to this amount if you can raise it," and we actually hit that goal. We
Oh, you
raised
hit
that.
it!
We hit it.
Holy smokes! So from last Wednesday, where you were still pushing for that,
Right.
to today, you hit the goal.
We hit the goal.
Nice.
Awesome.
But now we want to go to the next level.
All right.
So we still want more monthly givers, because really, it's a bottomless pit almost
Sure.
when it comes to the grocery shopping. And we're not there yet. So 26, 27 tons of food sounds like a lot of food so far.
Right.
We are only in, what was the final count on schools? We're in, I believe, 24 APS schools. There's 141 schools.
Holy moly!
Yeah. There's only about 4 schools in the whole APS school district that have no Title I involvement. So we have a long way to go. And it's weekly, folks. It is
Right.
weekly. It is day in, day out. We don't commit to a school unless we know we can serve them weekly throughout the whole school year. Because one of the worst things that you can do is get a child adjusted to and adapted to this snack pack on a regular basis and then go, oh, sorry. Just kidding. Not this week. We just can't do that.
Right. I can understand, that concept of having the capacity, right? Because it's something that we talk about on this very show quite often. Is business owners, small business owners, entrepreneurs, not having the capacity to serve in the way that their mind thinks that they can, right?
Right.
And so, that's part of the process. For entrepreneurs and small business owners is learning how to build up to that capacity to be able to serve in the way that they really want to serve, or in the way that's going to be the most impactful, right?
Right.
And so I got to tell you, it's refreshing to hear you talk about that, and understand that you realize that before we go out and overcommit, we have to make sure that we have the ability to do that. Now, this is going to be something that will always serve in our community. You're going to always serve in our community. Now, you've arranged or pulled together a lot of different partners, and
Yeah.
I'm talking about partners that you, I don't know, maybe typically wouldn't think would partner up to produce these meal packets, right? Tell us
I'm
about.
looking at one.
You're looking at. tell us about some of those partners and how folks can get involved in that way as well.
It's interesting. So APD, for instance, has set up giving receptacles at each one of the APD substations. So we're always in need of the cans of ravioli, pudding, and mac and cheese. We have a long list of things that go into the snack packs, but for listeners, I mean, if you want to remember one thing, a can of ravioli with a flip-top lid, drop it off at any APD substation and it will get to us.
Now, don't throw it through the window. That's not what she's saying.
No.
Don't
Drop
drive
it-
by and throw it through the
No.
window.
Drop it into the receptacle, because those guys also, we in turn give them snack packs to take out because they're going on calls where they see some terrible things. We hear first responders, there's an OD'd supervising adult on the floor and a 5 and a 7-year-old living in squalor and nothing but beer in the refrigerator. So the police officers have snack packs as well.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, that meeting, the trade show where I saw you
Yes.
at Floor and Decor,
Yes.
what an unusual partner. So there we are at
Yes.
Floor and Decor.
Let's. Matt is watching actually as we're talking, right? Hey.
Okay, so Matt, that was amazing because I go to these hunger symposiums and homeless symposiums, and we're all in the same boat.
Sure.
We're all trying to do the same thing. No, I show up at Floor and Decor, and I am telling you, the most helpful, kind, considerate, and giving people were not just shopping there, but they were customers of there. They were vendors there. I mean, that's where I met you, at Floor and Decor. And now here we are today on this, broadcast that I could never rig together in a million years. I wouldn't even know how. I'm like, oh my goodness. But everybody that came in was so helpful. Oh, hey, how about my Kiwanis Club? How about my this or that club, here's my card. We'll get in touch. We'll do a food drive. We'll do a fundraiser. I mean, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably the most unlikely partner right there was Floor and Decor.
Most unlikely. So we're going to have an award show, and he's going to be voted most unlikely.
Yeah, he deserves it, man. He deserves it.
Matt, you are voted most unlikely
Partner.
Food partner. Most unlikely food partner.
But now there's other companies out there that can get involved with this as well.
Absolutely.
And how can they do that?
So they can host a food drive. So automobile dealerships can have a food drive, where you want to fill up a 1-ton pickup truck. We deal in tons of food, and then we, dissect it down to this, and we can give them the camera-ready artwork. We can give them the food list. We can, come out and make a big deal out of it and thank people and hug them and everything else. And then there's also even a credit union did a food drive, and they gathered 1 ton of food. A credit union.
Is that right?
Yeah. So people can do this. If you've got a nail salon, a hair salon, whatever you've got, we would love to give you the artwork and have you set up a food drive, gather very specific foods for us. And some companies have done team building exercises where they'll gather the food and then they'll either come to our warehouse or we'll go to them. And they'll have a contest packing snack packs and set it up according to teams and, see who can do it fastest. We can tie their wrists together so you've got to partner with somebody and, one person's right hand, the other person's left hand, and you're trying to pack snack packs together. I mean, it gets pretty entertaining at that point. But I mean, we're just open to anything that will generate either food or money for food. And we have a text to give. Zanetta, what's the text to give number?
Oh, text to give. I love this.
give.
I love this text to give stuff, right? This is so
super
awesome.
simple.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
easy. Okay.
Am I close enough to the mic?
You're going to have to just
Okay.
take it
All
over.
right, take it over. The text to give number is area code 505-375-6627, and you can text the word snack pack to that number.
I'm putting that in the notes as we speak.
Say the
Okay.
number again.
505-375-6627, and you can text snack pack.
Okay. There we go. Text snack pack to 505-375-6627. I got it right?
There you go.
I'm a good listener.
Good job.
Oh, gosh. I think I got to. Yeah, I'm really, 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 really bad. I'm a bad listener.
Well, you did well on that one.
I get dyslexic when I'm listening and
Typing.
texting at the same
Yeah,
time, right?
yeah.
Who doesn't do that, right?
I don't know. Yeah,
Can't
that's
do
why
it.
you notice I asked
Multitasking.
Zanetta for the number so I didn't mess it up. Bunch of money out there in the Ethernet.
There is. So folks can get involved at any level. If you're in a position to do a generous one-time donation, have at it.
Absolutely.
We're talking millions of dollars here.
Yes,
If you have millions of dollars, you can text it on over.
yes. Text it on over.
But if you're like me and you don't have millions of dollars, but you have a little bit left over each week, guess what? You can text that as well.
Yes, there's an opportunity on there to select how frequent you want that month.
Okay.
You want that amount to be. So you can do one time, you could do monthly. So we would just love you to partner with us in any way. We can end childhood hunger in New Mexico. This is a doable vision.
I love that. I was trying really hard to get Senator Michael Padilla to join us this morning. Because I think that you guys are going to be the champions of the same cause.
That's awesome.
So, if you haven't already connected with Senator Padilla,
Haven't.
I'll get you connected to him.
Awesome.
All right, Senator Michael Padilla, if you're out there watching, I know that you will at some point in your lifetime. You'll watch this show. Just know that Big Lou wants to get you connected.
There you go.
To feed New Mexico kids, and he's an amazing gentleman who has a heart for the community.
He sponsored legislation, I think it was last year, Breakfast Before the Bell. Really great work to, basically helping kids eat.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And really took a big stand on the whole food shaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
topic.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was horrible. So I would love to meet him.
Yes.
Anybody out there know him? Find us on feednmkids.com.
Well, we're gonna have. I think we're gonna have lunch. Yeah.
Awesome.
Maybe some beef raviolis
See?
and ramen noodles.
See, from Florin Decor to this,
To
the
this.
senator. I mean, look at this. We'll have to buy Matt lunch.
Yeah. Well, we'll bring him lunch, and he'll be grateful for the lunch as well.
There you go.
Is there anything else that we haven't discussed that you feel is important for people to know about Feed New Mexico Kids or the real estate business?
Well, real estate business interest rates are at a 33-month low.
Wow.
So if people are looking to buy, now is the time. I mean, it's just crazy out there what you can borrow money for. It's, in many cases, less expensive to purchase a home than rent.
There you go.
There's the real estate plug. On the food side, just please let this go down deep inside of you. Count out 4 children. One out of them is hungry. If you've got kids and you walk into their classroom, just do the math. Let this go down into your heart and just find a way to give regularly. Just like you shop for your own family. Either shop and drop it off at the APD substations or get on the website and give monthly. But we have to solve this problem. We can't have these children continuing to be hungry, dropping out of school because they're not doing well. And it's just more attractive when you're 15. At that point, you're hungry. You've had behavioral problems all through your scholastic career. Just drop out and get a job. I mean, this thing has tentacles. So back to our principle of the day, right?
Yes.
Food matters in how a child performs in school. How a child performs in school affects what type of citizen they are going forward. This is really at that foundational level.
It is.
It matters.
It makes a huge difference, right? If you're a business owner and you're out there listening and you're struggling right now trying to find the right employees for your business, right? Think about this for a minute, right? If you invest today, right, in that child is going to be served properly, and they're going to grow into your best employee down the road.
That's right.
You have to be a future thinker, right?
That's right.
But know that you're making that investment in the community. You're making the investment, right? And, Aaron, how many times did I come on the show because of these particular reasons?
Right. Right. So much needed.
We're there's a lot of work to be done here in New Mexico, and this is just one of the many ways that we're able to make a positive impact.
We are.
In the lives of these young people, right?
Yep.
I'm getting teary-eyed.
I can see that. I saw you welling up. And it's not just kindergartners. You don't have to think that this is going to happen, 12 years in the future. We are serving the unaccompanied youth. We are serving those 17 and 18-year-olds and the 16-year-olds, and they are at great risk of dropping out.
Yeah.
That is the age where they can just go, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to get a job. I just want to be able to have something to eat. Like I said, their thoughts are, my scholastic career hasn't gone well. I'm just dropping out. I'm just going to get a job. I just want something to eat. Let's interrupt that thought process.
Right.
Get them something to eat so that teachers and counselors' encouragement then has a soft place to land. Instead of just ricocheting off of a hungry kid.
Sure. Well, let's do this. Let's get set up in as many places as we possibly can.
Yes.
Let's talk to the fine folks here at the Kangen Water Store. Right.
That'd be great.
Let's figure out how we can set up a donation drop-off point here. And anybody else that I can talk to, I got some ideas. I'm an idea guy.
I'm open. I'm all ears. I'm all ears.
What do you think about our ideas, Aaron?
I think they're amazing.
We've got ideas, right?
Yes.
I know Aaron does too.
Okay.
Aaron
I'll take all the ideas we can get.
She's a brilliant burqueña. Yeah.
Well, I'm a connector too, so I can think of a lot of people to connect you with. So
That's perfect. I thank you for that.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about your water bottle first, though, before you start connecting folks?
Because
I saw some
connecting all the stickers.
So if you can see her water bottle, if you could hold it up right, here's your camera right here. There's your camera right there. Okay, the very first sticker that I see there is the E.
So it's a W's for me because Aaron, And some people call me E.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. So when they're mad at you, they say E.
E, Aaron.
Or when they're happy with you, they say E, Aaron.
Yeah.
Or when they're surprised, they say E, Allah, Aaron.
Well, I'm from northern New Mexico, so I used to say it all the time. Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What? Whereabouts?
That's my what you don't know about me. What a lot of people don't know about me.
Is that you're from northern New Mexico?
Yeah.
Peñasco?
Ojo Caliente.
Okay.
Yeah. Family moved there when I was 10. Grew up there through high school.
So that legit was your
Norteños for life.
We do have fun here.
Yes, you do.
We do have a little bit of fun here, right? I am not a norteño. I was born here in Albuquerque, raised in the South Valley. My mother is from Las Vegas, and there's a comedian that's also from Las Vegas, Carlos Medina.
Yeah.
If you've never heard Carlos Medina, you've got to hear him. He'll make you laugh, but he will talk in northern New Mexico. Or what do we call
Vernacular.
that there? Yeah, there you go. But for so many northern New Mexicans, when you hear that, it just brings you right back to your roots, to home.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because, we joke about, some of the things that we say or the way that we say those things, but we call them dichos or sayings, if you will, right? That nobody else in the world would get. But it's good stuff, and that's one of the really cool things is that here in New Mexico we're able to really be our true authentic selves in celebrating that culture, right?
Yeah. And there's a lot of culture throughout the state, so.
A ton of culture.
Yeah.
What's the population in Ojo Caliente?
Well, I'll tell you this. My graduating class, there were 27 of us.
Okay.
Yeah. Not 2,700. 27.
How about you? Are you from here?
I am.
Yeah. From hold on.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna. Okay, I've been trying to get a job at the state fair, guessing people's ages, weights.
Oh, okay.
Let's not
But-
say
my
that.
age.
No, I am no good at that. No good at that. But you know what I've gotten down to a T is guessing where people are from. You ready?
Okay.
I believe that you are from over there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. See, I knew
Over
it.
there. Over there.
Where are you from?
That's funny. I'm just not too far down the street from here, actually.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
In the
just
direction you pointed.
in that direction.
See,
Just
I knew
over
it.
there. Yep.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah.
So we have a room full. How about you? We didn't ask you that.
Go ahead, guess.
Oh, I'm going to say from over there.
Pretty good. He
Yeah.
pointed north with his lips, and
Yeah.
I'm from Colorado.
Is that right?
You're
See?
very good with those
There
lip
you go.
pointies. Over there.
I'm
Over
gonna-
there.
I'm going to get a job at the state fair.
You should. Over there. And it was north. I mean, you hit it. You hit it.
Here's the funny part. That would actually fly at the state fair here because people would they would so get that, right?
Yeah.
All right, Aaron. So we've got your water bottle truck full of bumper stickers and stickers. You got the National Forest, and you have a sticker on there that says "Stay grounded." I thought that it might have said "Stay hydrated," since that is a mammoth water jug there, right? But you've got one on there that says "Women United," and
United Way, yeah.
I know that there are many things that are close to your heart. I know that you champion a lot of different causes here in the city, here in the state, and so I'm hoping that we can spend a little bit of time to talk about some of those things.
Sure.
But also talk about your work at Comcast and some of the things that you guys are doing in the communities
Yeah.
to serve families.
Yeah.
Yes. So on your marks, get set, go.
Okay. Where do I start?
Over there. Start over there.
Okay. Anything particular you want me to start with?
Well, let's talk about your work with Comcast because they've been doing some amazing things in the community, and not too long ago, in fact, you guys partnered with the West Central Community Development Group. I don't know all the full details on that. I just know that it happened, and I happened to hang out in those parts. And so, tell us about what that partnership is and what it means.
Yeah. So we let me just go back a little bit.
Sure.
So earlier this month, we expanded our Internet Essentials program. And back in 2011, this program was created by Comcast to help fix the digital divide across the country. So they realized a lot of people just don't have the internet. So in order to help fix that, they're offering this $9.95 a month internet. In addition, also providing a computer, brand new laptop for $150. No credit check, no contract to sign. Person can cancel whenever they want to. And there were certain layers in order to qualify for this. It was actually originally created to help families, children in school get connected to the internet. But as the program evolved over the last several years, they realized, well, what about all the other people that just don't have the internet, don't have access to the internet? And I was finding this out too, and it was frustrating whenever I would go out to community events and talk about it, and then someone would say, well, I don't have kids, but I'm low income, and I couldn't help them. So earlier this month, they came out with tons of new qualifiers, over 50 qualifiers for a person to qualify for this program. So now essentially all low-income individuals can qualify for this $9.95 a month internet and laptop for $150. That comes with Microsoft, Excel, Word, antivirus, all of these really great features to help a person get connected to the internet or get connected to finding a job, helping with schoolwork. Sorry, guys, we're having technical difficulties. There we go. So really helping people get help with schoolwork, find a job, and just essentials. Nowadays, if you don't have the internet at home, you're left behind. It really is essential for people. And one stat that was alarming to me was that in low-income neighborhoods, up to 78% of households just don't have the internet. Which, when I heard that, I was like, "Is that right?" But that's the figure. So here in New Mexico, we've been able to connect over 180,000 individuals to this program. So that's over 180,000 people that didn't have internet before in their home, and now have access to finding the solutions to schoolwork, to finding a job. And a lot of times, unfortunately, we hear stories of families sitting in parking lots at McDonald's, and they're not able to spend family time around the table having dinner together because they have to find another place to connect to the internet. So this, we're not going to fix this problem alone. This is a lot of people are going to have to come to the table to fix this. But this is our small portion of trying to help. So really, we're just trying to connect more people to this program, get the word out so people know about it, and hopefully, help people get connected to the internet. So,
I think that, just like, the causes that we've been speaking about all day is that, there's a need, and, it comes in many different forms. But at the end of the day, really, it brightens my heart to know that companies are really understanding that there is a need, and that they're not turning the blind eye to say, okay, that's not our problem, we don't have to deal with that.
Right.
But they're really saying, hey, you know what, we need to step up, we have to do something, we need to make the difference here, we need to provide those services that are going to help people out of their situation, or help people move into a better situation, right? And you're absolutely right. I didn't realize that either until I was having a conversation with somebody, and I just assume that everybody has what I have.
Yeah.
I assume that everybody knows what I know, right? That is one of my bad qualities, is that I assume all these different things. But when you don't experience that for yourself, you don't understand. And until somebody told me, hey, I can't just hop online and go do that. I need to go. I'm gonna have to go to Starbucks or to McDonald's to get online. I'm like, well, but everybody has the internet. But that's not the case. And so, a lot of times that prohibits people from going and finding a job or being able to apply for a job or to. I know, my daughter is in kindergarten. We communicate.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Phones,
Online.
essential, yep,
Yes.
online,
Do I
being
see the teacher?
connected.
Yes, of course I see the teacher. But guess what? She sends me, messages, through a platform that they have that I have to access online. Right? Well, if I don't have the internet to access that online, how am I going to be able to know what's going on in my child's school or my child's day? Right? Not. Yes. So a lot of amazing things that the three of you guys are doing. Yes, I love it. Now, and you guys recently did something kind of far out.
Oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
was the highlight reel of the year. So we had our senior VP of the company in town, executive senior VP David L. Cohen, and we had this event over at Lew Wallace Elementary School downtown, and it was comprised of a little over 100 students who were going to after school Title I after school programs. So we did this whole announcement, and then David says to the crowd, we were talking with your mayor about how can we do more, and we really need to do more in the community. So we thought, let's give everyone a free computer. And all the kids are like, wait, what? He's like, so everyone's getting a computer. It was like a total Oprah moment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the kids were just going berserk. And I mean, I was like welling up like in tears because the kids were just so excited. They were hugging each other. So then we're passing out these computers to everybody, and the kids, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The look in their faces. I mean, some of these kids have never had a computer at home, and now they have this access. And they also come with, we also provided them with what we called opportunity cards. So it's 6 free months of internet at home. So, I mean, this is, it's going to help a lot of people. We're really excited about it.
I saw that story in the paper.
Did you see that?
Oh.
Yes, I did. And I was so excited because obviously we have snack packs at Lew Wallace.
Yeah.
And I saw it in the paper and I was like, go, whoever's behind that, go.
Yeah.
So go, girl.
Yeah, Comcast, they actually did this across the country with several schools, and Albuquerque was picked to be one of them. So, it was a great opportunity, and just excited that we had this opportunity to do this in our community. In addition, we also made an announcement about several different investments in the community with Adelante, with Teen Years, and of course, the West Central Development Group. So, we're just really excited to get more people connected to the internet, get more people connected to internet safety, how to learn the internet, and all these programs are going to help us with that. And with the West Central Group, we're really excited. We're still working out exactly what we want to do, but the big piece is getting people connected to the internet, because I think we see that as a disadvantaged area that doesn't have access.
Right.
Not all the community has access to the community. Access to the internet, if I could talk. So yeah, really just trying to get more people connected to the internet.
That's
I love
fabulous.
it. Yeah, no, and
That's
it's if anything, right, just to be able to watch Party Rock Anthem, LMFAO. I mean, that's why everybody needs the internet, right? Just kidding.
I mean, the kids think like YouTube's the main reason,
Well,
but and this also, it includes Wi-Fi, and it's really cool. It's like any other internet service we provide, so they can log in. If they want to go to Starbucks and use the internet, they can use their Xfinity login and access the internet. So,
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I think about the parents I know who don't know how to do the math that their kids are doing, and they
Right.
pull up YouTube videos because the parent is at, there you go, hand raised. Yeah, the parent is at the point where they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember algebra. So they YouTube it and then sit there with their child and, watch a tutorial on how to solve the algebra problem. I mean, it really is so incredibly important in a student's life.
Right.
That it is. It's very, 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 very
essential.
important. We're talking about that, right? The homework. My daughter, we put her in a summer reading program, but the entire program was online, and of course, you have to have that connectivity, right?
Yeah.
I'm a small business owner, entrepreneur. Without connectivity, I'm dead in the water. Like, we just don't have this entire platform here. Believe it or not, there is not a single piece of equipment that you would find in a professional television studio. This is all broadcast from iPads
That's crazy.
and iPhones.
That's crazy.
How about that? Connected,
2019, man.
connected to the internet, right?
Yeah.
And so, absolutely, and my daughter's 5 years old, and the amount of educational things that she finds online, and now she's already at the point where she's doing this type of stuff of tutorials of, let me show you how to do this and let me show you how to do that. But it's the power of the internet is amazing, because 20 years ago we would have to go to the library. Maybe 30 years ago, library, encyclopedias, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys have a set of encyclopedias in your home?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I wasn't the only kid with one of those. That was like a hand-me-down from
It's a collector's item.
right? But if we want to learn anything or know anything, we had to go look in the encyclopedias, right? Or that big, 2-ton Bible that was on the coffee table, right?
Right.
Nowadays, you can just, my daughter is hip to searching Google.
Yeah.
Well, in information, knowledge is increasing so rapidly, you couldn't even do the printed encyclopedia anymore, because as soon as you got it printed, it would be outdated. It would
Right.
be obsolete. There would be additional and new information about how many planets we have, or how many stars we have, or whatever, knowledge is just growing at an incredibly rapid pace. It's just not even practical.
Yeah. That's so true.
It is. So, all kinds of fun, amazing things happening here. We've got opportunities for you guys to get connected in several different ways. Now, if folks want to take advantage of some of the offers through Comcast to get internet or connectivity in their home, how do they go about doing that?
So they can go to the website, it's internetessentials.com. They can actually see if they qualify through that program there. Also, if they want to order materials to distribute through their business or however they would like to distribute these to get the word out, they can also do that through our partner portal on Internet Essentials. That's all free. Brochure stands and everything are included for free too. Another thing I just wanted to shout out, if any nonprofits are listening and you are interested in Comcast services, we have a new program we launched this year called Comcast Business Community Essentials, and it's up to 60% off your business account.
Oh, wow.
So that includes internet and voice over internet. So that's another really great opportunity. So if somebody's interested, they can just contact me and I can get them connected. So.
Absolutely. I think that's another resource that we can kind of hold in our pocket here. For folks, if you are in that situation, an entrepreneur, and you happen to be operating a nonprofit.
Especially nonprofits, struggling at first to get
Yeah, yeah.
ahead, and then of course, internet is essential for businesses too.
It is.
so-
Well, one of the cool things, being part of the West Central Community Development Group, because we just launched our business, we've decided to situate ourselves in that workspace. We're one of 3 businesses in that workspace. APD is one of them, which is a really cool thing. But it's a great space. I forgot where I was going with this here. The connectivity is so important, right? And for a lot of businesses that don't have that, they can find those resources throughout the city, right? At groups like the West Central, there are plenty of other co-working locations where they are able to access, the internet, as part of their services there. And I was totally going to go somewhere else with that, and now it just escaped my mind. Yes.
Blame it on the fever.
It's funny how your mind works when it's not
Fuzzy.
working,
Yeah.
right? It is. Yeah. I forgot that I parked in the garage last night because I got home earlier than my wife did, and this morning when I got up to go out, and I'm like, oh my god,
So it's still
This
my
car
car.
was stolen.
oh my god. No, because I always park outside. My wife parks in the garage, and then of course the other half of the garage is for junk.
Right.
Isn't that how it goes, right?
You have too
and-
much stuff.
Too much stuff, yes. Too much stuff. Well, we're musicians in our family, so we got a drum set
Oh,
set up. We got a
cool.
sound system set up, and then a bunch of junk.
Neighbors love you.
Oh, they love. Well, here's really honestly, the neighbors love us because we have become the house where all the bands come to rehearse,
Oh, that's fun.
and so it's like a concert. It's like a festival for them.
That's
right?
That's really
great.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
It's
great.
a festival for them. So, but yeah, and it's that being sick and not being, all there, right?
Happens.
I am all here when I say this. If you're out there and you're listening and you're watching, or you're listening a little bit later on in the day, there are several ways for you to get connected. If you're in need of services, you can certainly reach out to me. I'll get you plugged in to Feed New Mexico Kids or to Comcast, or wherever it is that you need to be plugged in. I'll get you connected, right? Aaron said it best. We're connectors. That's what we
Yeah.
do, right? And if you are in a position to get involved in support, even better, right? If you're an entrepreneur, one of the best ways for you to just really get outside of yourself and your business, because that's where you spend every waking moment, is to get out and give, right? So
Yes.
do you have volunteer opportunities?
We do. They're during business hours, and so they need to contact us. Again, they can go to feednmkids.com, and they can contact us through that site. And for businesses, honestly, I think the better opportunities are when they do it in a team setting rather than just one individual. Yeah, I went over, and you can sometimes start a fire if the other people in your organization aren't willing or able. But it's really very fun when you get your sales team or your company or a large group of people that are normally so focused on your product or service, and you get yourselves focused on something else outside the community that really isn't profitable, in the traditional business sense. And it's really interesting how much you learn about your coworkers when you're standing around a table and packing snack packs, and people start telling stories about their childhood. And I can't believe how many of our volunteers were once hungry.
Yes.
And the stories that they share, and sort of the conversations about, wow, what would have happened if I'd have had a snack pack like this when I was growing up. And you get to learn more about the people that you're working with and a little bit about what makes them tick.
Yep.
So it's a really great opportunity if companies are willing to do a food drive / team building. We'll get them all set up.
I love it.
Awesome.
I've got an idea. Now, does Comcast, do you all have cores of employees that like to get out and volunteer?
Yeah, we do a quarterly employee giving back project, so that could be opportunity.
Woohoo!
I've got one coming up where I need your help, but I've got I need your help on the volunteers,
Okay.
and I've got a place for you to showcase what you do.
Okay.
Right. So going back to the West Central.
There you go.
The
Yeah.
West Central, right? So, and I got to tell you about this organization. I used to run the West Side Chamber of Commerce for
Oh.
about 6-7 years, and this is how I found out about this group. And essentially, what it is, it's neighborhood associations that have clustered, and they all fall under this umbrella of the West Central group. And so, all the Southwest Mesa, if you will, neighborhood associations basically come together to make change in the community.
That's great.
Right. And they've done so for a number of years, and they've done amazing things. They are responsible for the new library on Central and Unser, for the new fire station on West Central. They're working on a visitor center right now to really drive traffic right back down Route 66 instead
Nice.
of
That'd be
staying
awesome.
on. Isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
They do this event every year, and the way that I like to explain it is a community engagement event disguised as a fiesta.
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
Right, and they're texting me about it right now. But essentially what it is the West Central Groups puts on this event where they're able to engage with the community, folks, with the shareholders in the community. And they have surveys that they conduct asking the residents, what would you like to see? What type of services do you feel like we need here in the neighborhood? What types of amenities do we need here? What types of retail? What types of restaurants? Do you feel like we need here? How about infrastructure and things like that? So we really engage them, and we're able to really get some good information, and then those turn into our marching orders in terms of what we're going to go work on, right?
That's great.
But we do it in a way where we, like I said, it's disguised as a fiesta. So we do entertainment all day long. We do a boxing exhibition. So we'll have, I believe it's going to be 18 bouts.
Wow.
From all over the Southwest region, right? Probably the state's largest car show. Okay, outside of the lowrider car show.
I was going to say Espanola.
Yeah. But super huge car show. We'll have all of APD's specialized units out there,
Nice.
and just really community. So we have booth space,
Aha.
and I like to offer you a booth space on that day for you to showcase who you are and what you're doing, right?
That'd be great.
And I'd like to ask you for some volunteers.
Wait, volunteers for what? Because we'll be there at West Fest.
You guys will be there
Yep.
with a booth,
Yep.
right? But maybe some volunteers to help us, conduct surveys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe to help us, spread, the word on, programs like yours.
Yes.
Just hands-on,
Definitely.
we have a lot of folks. We're doing something different this year. We really want to get people connected and re-engaged in the community. And so, one of the concerns is that people are no longer participating in their neighborhood associations or their homeowners associations, right?
Right.
Even if it is fee-based, it's still a way for you to connect. And, we're seeing, folks that just are not participating anymore. And we feel like there is a huge gap, between, the different demographics of folks, right? So our goal, our hope is that when you come to the event, we can engage with you, find out where you live. We can tell you who or what neighborhood association or homeowners association you belong to, who the president is, and connect you to,
Yeah.
right? So that you can be stronger together.
And back to Comcast, most HOAs now you must connect with them via email.
Via email.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's right back to that. It's hard to even be involved in your own homeowners association if you don't have internet.
Yes.
Because, obviously HOAs are a big part of my world
Yes.
in real estate, and it is all email.
Yeah.
It's all internet. So if they want to be connected in that world, they've got to have internet.
Absolutely. All
Got
kinds
your
of good
back,
stuff.
girl.
Thanks.
So there we have it. That event is on Saturday, September 21st. So that's in just a few days.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, really soon. Really
Next
really
weekend.
soon. Yes. So let me do this. Of course, I have to ask an entire committee, but I'm going to
You
ask.
broadcast it publicly.
I'm going to broadcast it publicly first. If we can turn this into a collection site for you guys
That'd be wonderful.
as well, right? Now
That
the
would be
event is free,
amazing.
doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
But if you are going to attend, why not bring some raviolis?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And you could make it that simple. Can of ravioli.
Yeah.
You don't have to give people the big long list. 1 can of ravioli. It's on sale right now, actually, at Smith's for 68 cents if anybody wants to go get stocked up getting ready for the festival.
Oh, there you go. And there happens to be a Smith's conveniently located right on the corner of Central and Coors Boulevard.
Yeah.
Right near it.
So go thank that Smith's and buy ravioli.
I do know the store manager there. I'm going to reach out to him, and I'm going to see if he can come to the table for some goodies as well.
That'd be awesome.
Great. Thank you. Thank each of you for being here on the show today. I certainly do appreciate you spending just a little bit of your time with us today. And I'll ask you, just like I asked him, is there anything that we didn't talk about that you feel is important that we need to share with the world?
With the world. I don't know. I always tell people never give up. So that's just something to put out there. Keep striving for whatever you're doing in this world and keep being a good person.
There you go, right? And that relates right back to every area of life affects every area of life, right? Keep on keeping on.
Keep on,
Yep.
on.
Because if you don't, when you stop, so does the world.
There you go.
Thanks for helping promote all this great work.
Yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
what you do, and thank you for inviting us.
Oh no,
This is
you know
phenomenal.
this is something that gosh, we started way back when we were doing Facebook Live when it first came out. We were doing it right from our phones, and it's transitioned into this. We want to thank Tim Baca, the Chief Hydration Officer. He's one of the owners of the Kangen Water Store here. In fact, we've got Latinas a otro nivel right behind us there. She's patiently waiting. She's got a show that she is doing, and another event that you should very well partner with to really engage with the Spanish-speaking community here in Albuquerque. A lot of very powerful and prominent business owners are part of this group. An event that they're going to be hosting here this coming weekend.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Hello. We will connect.
See, again, connecting.
Yes, connecting, yes. So at the end of the day, just know that's who we are, right? Whether it's myself or Aaron, we will work to get you connected however you see fit, and with the hopes that you would get us connected, in places where we have not yet achieved those connections, right?
Yep.
Isn't
No,
that how the world
absolutely.
works?
Well, I'm going to connect Aaron with the Title I Homeless Project folks, because they're in touch with a whole lot of the students who would probably benefit from what you're
Yeah.
from what you're offering, and we can at least educate them.
Yeah,
And I
that'd
can
be
give her
huge.
your information so that they know that they can go to the library, get on the website, so that then they don't have to go to the library to get on the website.
Yeah, we also have a phone number too that I'm happy to provide to somebody if they're interested.
Awesome.
Go ahead, shout it out.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 1-855-8-INTERNET. So 1-855-846-8376.
All right, I will get that up there. Also want to talk really quickly, John Moore, Steps ABQ.
Yeah.
He says hats off to Comcast for being a big supporter of teen years. They work with teen years quite often there.
Awesome.
But
Thanks.
they've got the International District 2019 Festival on the 28th of this month. So there you go. You have 3 weekends full of events.
Okay.
It never ends.
3 weekends full of events. Theirs is going to be at the Veterans Memorial Park. Jugglers, clowns, music. They're going to have Big Lou guessing where everybody is from.
With the lip point.
With
from there.
Not guessing ages or weight.
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
guessing ages
yeah.
or weight, just focusing in on where people are from. But
Okay.
That weight
Over
thing
there.
was scary.
over there, yes. My goal with doing that is so that everybody can communicate in that way. It's very effective communication. There's so much that can be said with the chin and the lip point. And you can express yourself in so many different ways with that one single action, right?
No. And the
You're
men,
doing it, you're
men
doing
always
it.
do the up chin thing.
Yeah.
You know, what did you two just say to one another? One will go like that, and the other will go like
Yeah.
that, and there's a whole conversation
Whole
that
conversation,
just happened.
Yes. Yes, it happens.
Yes, he says
It
yes.
happens. Give me the. What do you mean? Get me the. And then you just you know what it is. It just happens. It's natural. Folks, thank you for our natural conversation today. Again, if you need to get connected, Holly has provided you with the website. Zanetta has provided you with the text to give phone number,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And Aaron has provided you with connectivity. That's all you need to know. Get connected. Make sure that you guys stay hydrated out there. And if you are in the business or in a business where you need customers, then you need Go ABQ. Let them help you get connected here in the community. That's all I got to say, folks. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later. Let's get back to maybe a little more Adele.
There you go.
Thanks.
Thank you.